Hey Faith family, as 2013 ends and 2014 begins, there's some things I just want to share with you. You know, 2013 has been a phenomenal year at FBC Wylie Fairview, a church for the cities. You know, in January of this past year, you could have said that. In fact, we were two different churches. But God, in His wisdom, brought us together, and now we're one church at two locations. I couldn't imagine months ago how anybody other than God could have brought about that process. And it was there in the summer that we determined that we were better together, and thus we are. And I'm so grateful for the folks in Fairview, and I'm so grateful for the folks in Wylie, and for the faith it took for both of these faith families to find their life in the future together. I'm also taken back by how many people this year stepped up in the area of missions. You know, this past year we had many of you who from the seats, as a result of God's call in your life, to take people across the country and literally around the world. I hope and pray that God's heart for the nations and for peoples everywhere will become our heart more and more in the future. And I want to challenge some of you who've never taken a missional journey in 2014 to be praying about that already. But you know, as we find ourselves here in the month of December, there's nothing better than being able to share the love of Christ in a very practical way. And I want to encourage many of you, if you've not already been a part of wrapping it up, to find your way out to Woodbridge Crossing Shopping Center and be a part of our little well, if you will. You know, Jesus spoke to a lady at a well one day, and I believe that's what we do at Wrapping It Up. We share the hope of the gospel with people there on the streets, literally. And it's already making a difference. So if you haven't been a part of that, do so. And you know, as we find our way to the end of this year, I'll just be this honest with you. I've always, as your pastor, tried to kind of tell you where we are. There are so many great things, but also we have great need. You know, we've extended ourselves in ways that if God doesn't come through, we're going to fall through. And I believe this, that God's calling us all to be obedient in these days, particularly in the area of our giving. You know, this December, we had an ice weekend, which, hey, makes for some great pictures, makes for some great memories. But I got to be honest with you, it hurts churches. I want to encourage all of you to just be obedient in your giving. And I also want to challenge each one of you, even if you already are obedient, to consider making your greatest gift this Christmas season to Jesus in a financial way. It will help us practically as a church to end this year strong and to start strong in 2014. So can I just summarize all these things by saying this? It's been a great year. God has done some phenomenal things. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. And I want to challenge you, I want to challenge me, I want to challenge us to finish strong.